Welcome to Andy's Tech, your first stop for PCs reviews, guides and builds, and to today's video. Now with the current GPU market the way it is at the start of 2021, new GPUs or any decent new GPUs are just massively overpriced. You know, sometimes we're paying upwards of 50% of the recommended retail price. Like even GT 1050 Ti's are going for sort of £200 new on eBay. RX 580s, they're about £400 new on eBay. So this leaves us with the second-hand GPU market. And if you're looking for a GPU right now, something to get into gaming, chances are you're going to be buying something like this, a second-hand 6 series card, 8 series card, maybe even a 9 series card. And chances are it's going to have been used, it's going to have been sat in a dusty system for years, maybe not even cleaned. I mean, this card is about 8 years old and it's probably not even had its thermal paste changed. I had a good clean. And we were gaming with it, playing Fortnite and in the Heaven benchmark, and the temperatures were creeping up to 80 degrees plus. We even got to about 85 degrees at one point, and that's not good for a card like this. But with a little bit of maintenance, a little bit of time, a little bit of love and care, we can strip it down, clean it out, replace the thermal paste, remove all the dust, and let's hopefully drop the temperatures down and give this card a bit more usable lifespan. So we're going to do that now. We're going to jump into the video, get this card stripped down. I'm going to show you how to clean it. I'm going to show you what tools, what bits I use for doing that card, and then we're going to put it back in the system and see if our temperatures have dropped. So my basic PC cleaning toolkit consists of just a cheap little socket set. This was from Lidl for about £5 in the UK, just with some crossheads, flatheads, and that's that. A small cleaning brush, a paintbrush will do. This is a camera cleaning brush, just to get in all those nooks and crannies for dusting. Cheap bit of thermal paste. I use MX4 as just a general compound. This can be had for a couple of pounds. And just some alcohol wipes. Again, you can pick these up from anywhere for £1 a pack, couple of pound a pack, just to get in all those nooks and crannies and to get the thermal paste off. It's kind of the same as isopropyl alcohol because it has a high alcohol content in the wipes to clean the bacteria. So that's what we're going to use today for this little project. So let's get this card stripped down and go from there. So first up, to gain access to the inside of the GPU, we're going to need to remove, generally on most GPUs, the small back screws. These tend to hold the plastic base to the PCB board, and it's also very useful to keep them safe. We also have the 4 screws to hold down the heatsink. These are springy screws. Don't lose them because you will need them. It's usually just a crosshead to remove them, like I've done already. We then, on this particular one, had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. That then gave us access to the inside, and as you can see, it's lovely and dusty. And with the 4 heatsink screws removed, we should be able to lift that off. Like we can see, there's all that dust clogging the efficiency of the thing, and the thermal paste is just crumbly. Not good, not a good combination. These little blower fan ones, they tend to run quite hot anyway, so it's best to keep them as clean as you can. I did remove these back screws, but unfortunately this plastic base seems to be glued on or something. But let's get my little brush. I'm going to clean it all out. Take this outside, clean all this out, clean the thermal paste off, then reassemble it, and we should be good to go. Just a quick note, don't worry if you can't get all the little bits out the corner. The main thing is you want to clean the die and make sure there's no residue left on that, so that when you reapply the thermal paste, there'll be a good contact between the two. So that's kind of ready now. So we're just going to dust it all off, get all the dust out, clean it up, and put it back together. So now we've got all the dust off the main components, we're just going to take another alcohol wipe and just clean it all up, try and get any residue off. Get all those bits of dust out the little corners and stuff. And the back PCP we can wipe over gently with the alcohol wipe. And also another thing's handy to have, it's a bit of WD-40, an old rag. This just brings up all the plastics nicely. And once it's dried, it doesn't really smell of oil. It just makes everything look a little bit nicer, a little bit more shinier. So once that's all clean and it's dried off, you can also dry off any wet bits after the alcohol wipe with a small cloth. We're just going to apply the thermal paste. You just want to apply a small pea-sized dab in the middle. Then take your heatsink. It's quite easy on this card. Sometimes you have to hold them both while you screw it back up, but this will just sit on like so. If you check the holes have lined up, we can then refit the card. If we turn it back over and rest it, we can then install the screws back in. Now with these I suggest tightening them 1, 2, 3, 4 a little bit, and then doing them all up tight like that. So let's get all these screws back in and get the car back together. So there we have it, all reassembled. Just give it a quick once over again with the cloth, bit of WD-40 if you've got it. If not, just a wipe down will do, just to get your fingerprints off it and stuff like that. And there we have it, folks. I think it looks a lot smarter, a lot cleaner. We know that the thermal paste has been changed now, and we should see our temps drop slightly. It's worth noting that the GTX 680 is sort of on par with a 1080 Ti, except it has 2 GB of RAM. VRAM, and these can be had for about 50 quid. It's April 2021. I found numerous ones of these online for about £50, and for that sort of money you can't really go wrong. So let's get this back in the system, see if our temps have dropped. And they had indeed. Before we were seeing about 77, 78. It was even touching 80 at one point. And after a good run with the Heaven benchmark and some gaming in Fortnite, we could see the average temperature drop to about 71, 72. It never went above 72, which for a blower card is pretty good, and I was very impressed with that. So now it's running more coolly, quietly and efficiently. And so folks, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like or a comment if you've liked the video. If you've disliked the video, please leave a comment. Tell me what you don't like about the video, what I can improve on. I'm new to YouTube, so I really appreciate the feedback. If you want to see more weekly videos and more content, please subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. So thank you for watching. Take care everyone, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.